From 2017 to 2019, Utah had the fifth highest rate in suicide deaths, and suicide was the leading cause of death for ages 10 through 17, according to Utah's Public Health Data Resource website. When I heard those statistics, my heart dropped. It breaks my heart that teenagers feel like the only way out is suicide, and that's the leading cause of death. So I'm going to share with you today more about that. My name is Kaylee, and I am from Salem, Utah, and I come from a family of four: my mom, dad, me, and my younger sister, Ashley. Ashley was 15, and on December 13th, she took her own life. Now, this was something that was very out of the blue, and as an outsider looking in, you probably never would have guessed that she was going through something like that. So over the past 3 months, I have learned many things, but I'm going to share with you guys the things that have stuck out the most to me. Today, I will convince you that you matter, your mental health is important, and you do have a role in suicide prevention. You are loved by so many more people than you can ever imagine, and your presence on this earth makes a difference whether you notice it or not. A lot of people struggle with thinking that they aren't good enough for the world's standards, so I'm going to share with you guys some things that will help boost self-confidence and your self-esteem. Number 1, celebrate the small things in life. We tend to focus on the bigger things. What's going to happen next? Like getting engaged or doing well on a final. But why don't we start celebrating the smaller things in life? Like doing well on an assignment or getting asked out on that first date. Number 2, do what makes you happy. If you like to read, then take time every day to sit down and read a chapter out of your book. If you like to take naps, then for half an hour, just lay down on the couch. And if you like to go for drives, then hop in your car and head up Ephraim Canyon. It's beautiful up there. Just do something that makes you happy. And number 3, focus your energy on things that you can change. One of my favorite quotes is, "You can't change the past, but you can change the future." A lot of things have happened in my life, and I realize that I can't change anything that's happened, but I can change my attitude on how I feel towards it in the future. Doing these things will help you realize that you matter and that you are not a burden. Feeling like a burden is a main sign of people who have suicidal thoughts. But please remember that you are not a burden. You might have a burden that's too heavy to carry on your own, but you yourself are not a burden. Reaching out and asking for help can be hard, but it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. Mental health is just as important as your physical health. And there are so many resources at our fingertips, like the National Suicide Hotline, school counselors, friends, and therapists. Now, a lot of people feel uncomfortable talking with their parents about this, and in a survey, I asked, how comfortable are you talking with your parents about your mental health on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being refused to talk, 10 being my parents know everything, and unfortunately, the average was 4. That number is too low. Please talk to someone about it. If it's not your parents, please reach out to somebody else. I strongly believe that if my sister would have reached out to somebody, that she would have been able to receive help, and this could have been prevented. But there is such a stigma around mental illness, and people are scared to be viewed as different or wounded and weak. Ever since COVID, there has been an increase in suicide. And in my survey, I asked the question, has COVID impacted your mental health? One of you stated, yes, we have to social distance, which is causing us to stare at screens all day. Humans need social interaction. I cannot agree more. When I was in quarantine, I remember kind of feeling isolated and alone. So I encourage you to get out and make someone stay better, because we can make a difference one person at a time, because you have a role in suicide prevention. Whether it's smiling, giving a compliment, doing a little act of service, but you don't realize how much of an impact you can make on somebody's life. And with that idea, my parents and I created a foundation called Ashley's Ray of Light. Our mission is to inspire, encourage, and motivate members of our community to extend a hand to those in need. Our funds will go to our charities where 100% will be provided to people in need. Although Ashley is no longer physically with us, we believe that her spirit is still around. We honor her by continuing to live the way that she did for her short 15 years of life. Now, we made these pass-along cards. We made these in hopes that people will do random acts of kindness and leave the card wherever they did it, in hopes that the person that they served will do the same thing to somebody else and start a big circle of service and random acts of kindness. Because doing this is a form of reaching out. Misty Von Allen states, when we recognize that someone is having suicidal thoughts and we reach out, we are instantly planting a seed of hope that they are not invisible and that they are not alone. So please, be kind, smile, and reach out to others. Now today I hope that I have convinced you that you matter, your mental health is important, and you have a role in suicide prevention. I believe that we can make this world a better place by including others and being kind. So let's try and make Utah the 50th state instead of the 5th highest state in suicide deaths. Now, let me leave you with some advice. Make memories. Live life like tomorrow is your last day. Take pictures. Be a friend. Live in the moment. Say I love you more often. Smile, serve others, and please be kind.